The crystal plate armor I think is a bit too heavy for us to be using, so I'm not too worried about picking that up from Donald's corpse. So I guess all in all, there aren't exactly a lot of bits and bobs that we'll take from that encounter. Well, we'll have to see. You never know what the cards have in store for us. Kind of pointless to do this, I just realized, seeing as how we'll just be coming right back down into the same situation that got us there in the first place. But there we go, not too shabby. A quick hop, skip, and a jump away, and then we can finish off these sons of guns as well. Long blades not get armor penalty though, could go for that. Not wrong, not wrong. If I wasn't, for no real reason whatsoever, forcing myself to rely on ranged weapons more, then that would definitely be a much more viable solution. I hate this. I mean, that's probably about the way that you walk towards me, right? If I swap over, are you here? No, you're not. Okay, still a step away, I see. Definitely was not a huge fan of fighting in that son of a gun, but they did go down a little easier than I was expecting. We must have hit them with a few arrows, I guess, at the end of the day. I do have a ton of strength and in training armor skill. Don't know the calculation, but at what point would crystal plate be viable? That is a good point. With Che bonuses, we're a bit more liable to be able to use that. Didn't think of it that way. So we might at some point, I think. For the time being, I still have my eyes dead set on that fire dragon skill from earlier. We'll see if that ends up paying off here right after I kill this son of a gun. Any day now. Fantastic. And let's see, how are we doing on money? Up to 1,200. So still just under 500 gold to go here. And what else was I just thinking about? Ah, right. Scroll of Acquirement. Let's check this son of a gun out, shall we? Ring of Sea Invisible. It's like you can read my mind game. Or, alternatively, 590 gold pieces. I mean, that does get us there. The stipulation run with sticking to range combat regardless of what the dungeon offers. No, at a certain point I will definitely be tempted to go otherwise, but you know, as long as it's reasonable, we'll see. We'll see. Gold is looking really tempting. It definitely is. The joke, fitting answer for what we've been through in the last 5 minutes here is Ring of Sea Invisible, but just getting the gold and buying that armor right away, or even using that gold on the various things that we've bookmarked in shops, I think that's the route we're gonna go. In fact, let's just bite the bullet here, shall we? Oh, jeez. There we go. We have enough to buy the armor. The one thing keeping me off of that idea is that we don't currently have any cold resistance. But just don't fight any cold enemies, Forehead. It's that easy. So let's head up and grab that son of a gun, shall we? That will be a heck of a lot of survivability for us. I think our AC goes up by 12. Yeah, it does go up by 12. Just wild. Corrode might be a little bit annoying to deal with. That's quite the outfit too. Got real bright in here all of a sudden. Cold resistance is a placebo. You know, I've always said this. No, I think you have a point there. Honestly, who needs it? Should be in a really nice defensive position now here. Attack still slightly slowed by armor, but that's not the end of the world by any stretch. Can pretty comfortably face off even against a knight. There's our first arbalist as well. Don't mind if I do. Let me just grab this son of a gun real quick. So we won't be at min delay. We'll be a little bit over due to our weapon, or due to our armor here. But let's see where we are at. 1.2. I mean, damage goes up a bunch. We go from a damage rating of 22 to 41. So that's pretty huge. As long as we can hit. So, otherwise we're still, okay, we're still trading armor, that's good. And maybe we'll turn ranged weapons back on for a wee bit here. And let's try out the arbalist and see how it goes, shall we? And again, maybe we'll come back for your stuff, Donald. We'll have to see how everything goes down here. Yeah, definitely hit this son of a gun. I mean, it's a nice little start here, a nice representation of where the arbalist is going to be taking us. Much better damage, just annihilating these poor orcs. Oh, and hey, that's quite the ring. Cold resistance, some positive energy, dex, and see invisible, all in one all for one low price of 487 gold. 86, I think, actually. Can't read. Now that's a steal. Exactly, there's that see invisible as well. It's everything we could possibly hope for in this life. So very tempted to get that as soon as we can afford it, and in fact, we probably will. Very lucky indeed, boss level. With confusion, we can just get out of that right away. You don't paralyze, do you? You do. 50% chance for you to paralyze me. That's fun. That's very cool and exciting. Let's plop ourselves back. We also have evocable blink now, something to keep in mind. Hopefully this... Okay, nice. That did kill the ogre mage. Fantastic. And now just aim straight for the source of the monsters. Holy moly. So this is somewhere that would normally be a nightmare for a ranged character. I'd be constantly using the period key. Back in the day, you do F and then period to make it so that darts landed at the feet of the monster so that you didn't end up throwing all of your ammunition into the lava lake. As is, though, we just don't have to worry about that in the slightest anymore. What a wonderful life it is indeed. Life has never been so sweet. And definitely aim again for the source. Fantastic. I don't actually know. You must just be Baby Wizard, right? I think? Yes, looked like it. Fantastic. That ring is cracked. Oh, 100%. Very much need that. If I have a brand weapon scroll, use it on the arbalist to carry you for a bit. So we haven't... Oh, we do have a brand weapon scroll. I was about to say we haven't found that yet, but I was wrong. And spoiler, gonna forget evocable blink before clearing D? 100%. I mean, I'm surprised I even noticed it in the first place here. Ah, now that's a problem. 39% chance of banishment, and we don't have any source of willpower yet. So that's going to be a no from me. The issue is, can I get out of here? Could fog up and then read a teleport as well, I guess. That's an option. Start on the teleport and hope that gets us out. Arbalist's speed incoming. Oh, I wish. I know, so Amphibious doesn't let me swim in lava. Underpowered ability, right? Doesn't even make sense. Why can't I swim in lava? Just give me a shot, coach. Just let me try. Watch me work. So Elroka's gonna come back, if I had to guess. Oh, Nergal's here too. Hello. You know what, let's just read another scroll. Confusion coming at an inopportune time. And there we go. Fantastic. We get out of there. I think we're probably good for Orc for now. Let's not risk running into those two sons of guns again. And instead we can just get the heck out of Dodge. I'm tempted to go for this teleport scroll. Or we save up for the ring. We still have one teleport scroll. That's all we need, right? Perfect. So let's do this brand weapon shenanigans. I think I am happy with that. Our list of flaming still is fantastic. Really high base damage means the flaming brand goes quite nicely for us. We could even enchant it up a bit. Oh no, we don't have enchant weapon scrolls ID'd yet, it looks like. At least not that I see in our inventory there, so that might have to wait just a smidge. But it is potentially in our future. Free Abyss Rune. Yeah, if only we had the courage to go for it. And actually, I just realized between the armor that we're wearing and the Arbalist, we're full, like, fire mode here. Very much a full themed outfit on our Barachi so far. Not sure how much Kermit would really jive with that, but don't have too much of an option here, my froggy friend. Put on our gloves. They look to be some kind of like dark gray or black. I was hoping for just more red. Just finish off the entire outfit with these nice colors that absolutely contradict each other in every way, shape, and form. Let's swap over to having our Arbalist on A, and we'll put Throat Cutter on B just for fun. Oh, and hello, Amemon. Don't see you too often, my friend. I don't have poison resistance, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you forgot your death resistance. Good one on me. Got him. Should have been able to swim lava, making lava tadpoles. Right? How did they deign to know what kind of frog breed I am here? I could be a lava frog. You don't know me, game. Ooh, and let's switch out our positive energy ring for some extra dex here. Love to see that. And without bugs, I would look way greener. I guess that's where the red outfit really comes in, is that it contrasts nicely with our green skin. Really makes our flesh tones pop, you know? But okie dokie, back out to the regular dungeon here, which should go fairly smoothly. We'll have to see. Ready to be surprised in the worst kind of ways, but ideally, we just murder everything fairly indiscriminately here. Ooh, even a two-headed ogre? Not even close. Well, yeah, definitely love to see that, and then we'll just back away and get blasting on you, my friend. You know, you are steadfast. That much we can say for sure. So what do we wish to do here? We did just pick up a bunch of teleport scrolls, so I guess that's one thing we can do, is just immediately read one of those bad boys. And then hope that we run into the slimes in a slightly more open arena, much like this. I believe those slimes are way more likely to split on damage taken when they are in an open area rather than surrounded by walls, so that's always a little bit helpful with trying to take out those sons of guns. And okay, Invisible Buddy is going to be a little bit of a problem here, or the shadow I should say, or they'll just die like the rest. That works too, don't mind that. Titanic is pretty big, right? And as long as no icebergs come along, I don't see them stopping anytime soon. Blink Evoke boss level I think would have been the right move there, instead of just waiting it out and hoping that nothing terrible or untoward happens. So definitely do as I say and not as I do, as is always the case I find on this program. Let's keep firing up at our invisible friend here. Ignore the centaur, please, and thank you. Guess I could, I don't know, the centaur won't follow me. We'll just keep firing at this buddy. Something bites me. And there we go, feel more experienced. Finally, not too shabby. And wait, there's some ability there's some ability that in-group slimes? Temporal distortion will split slimes? Huh. Oh, that makes sense, because right when time passes, they naturally do it as well. That's a really good point. Interesting. That's a fun, sneaky use of Chay's abilities. I like that. You're right about forgetting Blink Evoke. Oh, don't worry. We have plenty more cases where it will come up and that I will continue to forget about it. So don't you worry, the rest of you. If anyone missed the first situation, it will almost guaranteed be happening over and over again throughout the entirety of the run. Oh, and also, I just realized, in general, this update removed the likelihood of finding undead monsters, but I guess I should say undead monsters in the regular dungeon, but this is a bit of a special themed floor, hey? So it breaks the mold in that regard. That is definitely a bit of an interesting development. But let me quickly inscribe my ID scrolls and let's start working our way through a few of these bad boys. I think I have one more left. One more left indeed. Not too shabby. Not even close to my giant friends, though I appreciate the effort. There we go. Potions of Degeneration, that we can immediately throw right back on the floor. Lovely. Temporal Distortion also dodges orbs and clouds. Oh, that's kind of fun. I guess damage to enemies probably doesn't go through though, right? Because what would be really cool if it did work is in the past I've had runs where I'm surrounded by orb spiders and they just all fire in from every angle. If you could just disappear temporarily and let all those orbs hit each other or hit the spiders, that would be super satisfying. Not that you'd be there to see it happen, of course, but you know, even just knowing would be enough. Found enchant weapon. We did find an enchant weapon there, that is correct. And there we go. That's how you take down a Hydra. No problem whatsoever. Actually, you know what? Instead of dropping that, we have a bunch of old armor that I'm carrying around for no real reason whatsoever. So I can probably get rid of that. You can reflect, my friend, but that's not quite enough to get you through in one piece. Absolutely beautiful. And we'll just continue blasting our way through here. Arbalist was definitely a huge upgrade for us. Things are going a lot smoother. Nope. I'm just gonna go with a no on that one, my friend. If that's all good with you, let's just head a different direction. Unfortunately, the Centaur Warrior is awake, so they may end up exploring the level enough to run into us anyway. But ideally, we can just ignore that son of a gun completely for the time being. Why do I not read it? So I'm still deciding if we want to immediately enchant our Arbalist here. Because we could save them for like a triple crossbow. No guarantee we find it. But there's also no real rush in getting extra enchantment levels put on. I think for the time being, we're kind of blasting everything without too much ado about nothing. So I'm going to hold off for the time being. Well, definitely keeping in mind that we do have those available to us here. And let's see, what do you require? 5 Scrolls of Fear. We're at 2 currently. Interesting. +1 is more impactful in Arbalist than Triple Crossbow anyways. Yes, but there's nothing more impactful than having the top of the line weapon at max enchant. Doesn't matter about, you know, what's best in the moment to moment, but what's coolest. Now again, we probably will end up using it, but I'm not too worried about it for the time being here. Just gonna keep going about our day as is, and we'll see what ends up happening as we continue forward. And there we go. Started to get a little bit low there. Also more impactful early game than late. Definitely is. As long as we need it, I will use it. But again, as much as it may drive, I'm sure the vast majority of you out here gourd, I generally don't find myself playing very optimally by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not too worried about it on this run so far. Who knows, maybe I'll come to regret that sooner rather than later. We'll have to see how it all goes down. Oh, and that's a wizard. Did the wizard follow me? Oh, the wizard did follow me. And now the wizard has blinked. Oh gosh. This is how we end up getting ourselves a one-way ticket to the abyss. That's not grand. But we did hit our skill caps for the time being here. Let's start fighting for now. We're still slowed a bit by our armor. There we go, wizard dead, and some more dexterity for our trouble. Critical enemy is going to survive with 1 HP, this is how it ends. And oh boy, will I deserve it to the utmost. But until that day, we will continue to make mistakes on purpose. You understand saving it, safe it? I'm glad. How'd you get me on that front? We'll see how long I can hold up my values there. Wouldn't be surprised if it's not exactly a permanent solution to our problems. But shoals and snake, hey? Both a little bit rough. Slouch does hit invisible too. Right, that's a nice way of dealing with some of those Sons of Guns in the future, and probably would have been the best move against the wizard, just to ensure that I didn't spend any turns in Danger Town there. Danger getting banished with no recourse. In all seriousness, saving it makes sense to you in the Curie. What if there's a cool treasure vault that needs an upgraded weapon? Right, you never know what the game's gonna throw at you. Ideally, I just get like a +5 arbalist off the ground at some point and we don't have to worry about it whatsoever, but we'll see what happens. As I am so oft to say, we will in fact just burn that bridge when we get there, and for the time being, let's just get going. Maybe you've played too much Divya, but most cool stuff you find is artifacts anyway, so you like to just spend everything for survival now. And again, I think that is probably the more consistent way to play. It's definitely a lot safer than kind of going balls to the wall all the time for no real reason whatsoever. But I can do many things in my DCSS lifetime that is less than ideal, shall we say. And somehow, here we are, still just barely kicking. And okay, decent little introduction to shoals here. Getting a bit of a feel for the land, meeting some of the locals. Now this is gonna be a trickier encounter. All these merfolk are gonna be upgraded when they hit the water, which actually is kind of their disadvantage that they have polearms, because most of them are just poking me from the shoreline like a bunch of fools. I mean, I'll take it. And you know, bit of a weird strat here. Hopefully this doesn't kill me, otherwise I'll be very embarrassed. But let's just blast you, Sons of Guns. No? I mean, that's definitely one way to take care of your problems, and nobody's walking up to me, so I don't think there's any shot that goes in my face. Now that's a nice use of immolation. I've never done that before. Absolutely love to see that. What do we want to train next? I think we could use a bit more invocations to get Slouch to its top potential, as well as to just ensure that we can always step out of time when push comes to shove. More ranged weapons will probably be needed at some point down the road. Getting close to the point where I can just kind of turn on all of these and forget about them. At least some of the standards like fighting, defensive skills, and the like. Let's go with a bit more invocations, try that out. The brand scrolls you sometimes spare for later, because they can have a huge impact later as well. Right, and brand is very much a like, do you need this right now? It's a bit more cut and dry, because it's a bigger change for sure than just +1 enchantment. Merfolk is coming. Right, we probably made a bunch of noise here, but it did work like a charm. Maybe animate armor if I have it. I don't believe we have it yet. I mean, we do have a +2 summoning aptitude, so we could definitely go into summoning, even get that Dragon's Call that Colgate so desperately wants us to try out here, or to have some fun with more so. Then again, if you're dead, there is no later. Such is always the rub in the game, right? The classic question of DCSS. Do you use that now, or do you save it for a later that may never exist? That's all part of the fun. Okie dokie. That's always funny when that happens. The way that the zigzag works, my arrow would have gone straight through the bush, but the fawn was able to shoot around the other side. Really learning to work with cover there, doing some intelligent things. My monstrous friends. Amnesia scrolls can go for now. I probably have some other useless garbage in my inventory, but we'll either find it at some point or never. Oh. Okay, never mind. Centaur warriors, not as scary as I thought they were. That's something. That's quite nice. Hello, my turtly friend. And, oh right, we're gonna have to go through all this. That is not gonna go great once hydras have a chance of appearing, because or not hydras, rather, but krakens. Krakens? No. Yeah, that's how I say that word. Now I can't even think straight. Now I'm doubting myself and everything I stand for in life. But definitely don't want to be on the retreat against a kraken in the deep water. Hey, Glizzy Goblin, your best recent run died in Shoals to Polyphemus. Yeah, you had some crazy regen from mutations and reflect on Amulet and got super cocky. Oh, I've been there before. Polyphemus, and in general, most Cyclops are wild because you can fight a bunch of them never having any concern in your life, then one bad roll on a large stone immediately chunks out like 60 HP, and it's pure panic immediately sets in. I've definitely been there before. In fact, that was a constant issue on our Felid runs, because I felt like so often we'd get through no problem whatsoever, and it wasn't even because we were just like dodging everything. A lot of times we were getting hit, and it was just low rolling every single time. Definitely lulls you into that false sense of security, the way that DCSS so often loves to do. It just makes the pain that much sweeter when you come out the other side, right? Okie dokie. A little bit closer than I care to admit in that previous encounter with the Venom Trident, but nothing we can't handle so far here, so we'll just continue forward. That's bad. That's very bad. See that, kids? Vulnerability to cold? Frost Giant in the middle of my shoals? You can't do this to me, game. Can't fire me, I quit. You think your Matt quit? Their last game is my... Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's definitely the end of an era in many ways. What do I do with you? Ooh, a bit of a headache starting too. Definitely gonna have to take some for that after the stream here, but let's focus on the here and now. What do I do with you? So I'm guessing vulnerability is like a 50% increase. That probably brings you up to 3d37-ish, which is too high. Definitely a bit sketchy there. I think technically not one-hittable. That's like 117 damage. Well, that's interesting. Well, we got a ring and a non-vulnerable to cold armor. As long as we can get out of here, exactly, we can swap over to our armor. I guess we do have the Ring of Ice now, which is way better than the state we were in before. In fact, I have fire, so I'd probably just murder you, right? Fantastic. And that's probably a bit of a safer route than wearing the Dex ring here. We'll just keep that Ring of Ice on. Ah. And this is what I was afraid of earlier. So let's take a bit of a preemptive hop. Can I get out of sight range of you? I can, which means I can start fighting a wee bit now. Nope. Get me out. Perfect. Just break line of sight and walk away. Break the wrist and walk away. And hopefully they aren't smart enough to follow me around the peninsula. Fantastic. There we go. Jeez Louise. Maybe your mech's just on a long break. Yeah, we'll have to see what ends up happening. I mean, I'm sure eventually I'll come to a day where I have to make a similar decision here, and who knows. For the time being, I'm still happy to keep playing. For now, I mean, it's pretty easy when I only play once a week. It's a pretty light schedule. At the end of the day, it's a nice break, a nice end to my week, a capstone. These Sundays.